Hey guys, Rexasaur here, and welcome to another episode of Total War Warhammer Lore, where today I'm going to be talking about Archaon the Everchosen, who is going to be the first legendary lord of the Chaos faction, which is a DLC faction, and the pre-order bonus for Total War Warhammer. So what I'm going to do in this one is going to be a very weird kind of background story to the lore of Archaon, because his story is going to be very much involved as his main quest line for the game, and I don't actually want to spoil that much of it for you. So what I'm going to do is going to talk to you about his early life before he became Archaon. So in a previous life, Archaon was actually called Deirdric Castner. He was a devout and zealous Templar of the twin-tailed comet. He was adopted after the death of his mother by a local priest who tried to set right his hatred from within him, but this was futile. For Deirdric learned that he was destined to become the Everchosen, and in desperation went to look for salvation. He went to the Temple of Sigmar in Altdorf, the capital of the Empire, where he begged for a sign at the golden statue of Sigmar, but no words of comfort came from the silent statue. This was where Deirdric renounced his faith, and became Archaon. He journeyed the waste for hundreds of years in search of the legendary artifacts that would make him Lord of the End Times. His quest lines will be the search for basically 6 treasures of chaos. These 6 treasures are the Mark of Chaos, the Armour of Morkar, Morkar is the first Everchosen, the Eye of Shirian, Dorgar, the Steed of the Apocalypse, the Slayer of Kings, and the Crown of Domination. Only then, when he has all 6 of these treasures of chaos, will he become Lord of the End Times. So Archaon is the biggest plot point in the Warhammer universe. The End Times, which is not where Total War Warhammer is set, is basically all about him uniting chaos under one banner and absolutely destroying everything and anything in the world. He goes toe to toe in the End Times with Sigmar himself, Sigmar the God Emperor, the god of all mankind, and kills him. It's insane. So Archaon is just absolutely insanely crazy and amazing. And basically his questline will be searching for these legendary artifacts. I'm not going to tell you how he gets them, because you can search for it online on the wiki and things like that, and you will see what he has to do, but it's insane. Like, if you play as Archaon in your legendary campaign, or in your campaign and as him as your legendary lord, then you're going to be doing these quest markers where he's going to be doing incredible battles and obtaining the rank of End Times. I think the storyline, since Archaon is going to be in the game, is most likely going to be up until he becomes the Lord of the End Times. When he becomes the Lord of the End Times, there's probably going to be a, like, oh, the game's over, like, well done, you've won, rather than, you know, let's do this. I mean, there's probably going to be able to finish it and basically do the End Times, but it's not, the game isn't starting in the End Times sequence, so Archaon is definitely not the Everchosen. Well, he's not the Lord of the End Times yet. Archaon is going to be incredibly powerful. He's going to be moderate. He's going to be basically a strong Chaos Lord at the beginning, but as soon as you start getting these treasures of chaos, he's going to start getting insane and more powerful the longer you go on, because his chaos things, treasures of chaos, are incredibly powerful in themselves. Only having one is enough, really, but he has, you know, when you get all 6, it gets ridiculous. He will be on foot or on a horse until he gets Dorgar, who is his special Steed of the Apocalypse, which is a really powerful, fast horse who is really scary and evil, as is most of the things that Archaon does. And then just general, he's going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to potentially playing him. Personally, like when it comes to Total War Warhammer lore, I love everything about it. I prefer Skaven. Like, chaos for me is just ugh. But I know a lot of people are really excited, and that's also why so many people were so annoyed by the fact that Chaos is a DLC faction, because Archaon's storyline is insane, and I'm not saying that everyone should pre-order or whatever. I'm not saying that everyone should buy the DLC and everyone should be happy, but I'm not going to go into it again. I've made a whole video on it. But Archaon is going to have an insane storyline. And if you want to play Archaon, then you're going to have to do it, or you can always wait for a sale. The legendary quests for the other legendary lords are also going to be just as insane. It just so happens that Archaon is one of the pinnacle points for the Warhammer lore, and for that I'm going to apologise, even though it's not my fault anyway. But I'm telling you this now, and I am sorry that it is going to be a hard decision whether or not you want to pre-order this game to get access to Archaon, because Archaon's story, and it's a fault of Games Workshop really for making a character who's at the centre point of the Warhammer lore. But Archaon is going to be amazing, as is a lot of the other characters. Karl Franz's story is going to be great. The dwarf story is going to be incredibly interesting. The vampire one is going to be absolutely insane as well. And Grimoire Ironhide's story is going to be just as insane as the vampire one. The thing about Archaon is that he does things that are incredibly over the top. So CA have to get this right, because Archaon's story is going to be amazing, and if they don't get it right, then they're not going to put forward the character that he is. If you want to read up more on him, I really recommend reading up the wiki. You'll just see just how insane he is. But I don't really want to spoil any more for those who don't want to know, because there is so much great stuff about him. And if you really want to feel that insanity, then play the game when it comes out and just be like, oh my god, is this actually happening? Because it does actually happen. So thank you very much for watching. I'm sorry, this episode was very strange, I know. I did say at the beginning that it was going to be very different to my previous Warhammer lore, just because of the way that Archaon is such a pinnacle character of the Warhammer universe, and that I don't want to spoil any of the fun of Archaon in the game. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope that that you enjoyed this episode. All my next lore videos will be back to the similar sort of thing. It's just that this is the one character who really he has such a different way to be explained, because he's so different. So I hope you understand that. Thank you very much for liking, commenting and subscribing if you hadn't so already. And I will see you next time for another Total War Warhammer lore video. Goodbye.